Good evening. Welcome to RadioSilentPlay.com. I am your moderator for today on Sunday, February 14th, 2016. Let me start off by saying I am not a financial advisor. Please do your own due diligence before trading any stock or options. Trading stocks and options require lots of risk. Okay, I just want to thank everybody for joining me today. I know it's a 3-day weekend. Sometimes you guys have a busy schedule. I know we're in different time zones. And I just really appreciate you guys giving up, your valued time. Today I'm gonna do. I think it's gonna be a very short one. I think it's gonna be a nice, easygoing webinar. All I ask is for you guys to get your pens, pencils, some notepads, and we're gonna take some notes. It's very important for us to kind of get some feedback, some questions going. I think it's we get more educational experience if we get some questions asked, some responses. When people start, getting some feedback or getting some dialogue going, that helps the process with education. It's very important for you guys to be stimulated in the sense that you guys are interested and you guys are getting the information, quality information, so you guys can get some dialogue going. The more dialogue, the better understanding that you guys get. So I just hope that everybody can kind of, gather some questions towards the end. I will ask later on if there are any other questions or if there are any questions so I can move on. Okay, so I just want us to kind of just take the webinar, and use it as a good tool, because I think that it's a great opportunity for traders to have, because not many services provide it. So I just want traders to kind of understand that. I'm going to first go over the S&P and the major markets. I'm going to touch base with some of the things that I expect for 2016. Okay, I didn't post small cap stocks this weekend. The reason I didn't is because I expect the small cap sector to be weak, and there's a lot of stocks that I think, moving on, I think that the small cap sector is going into a very, very bearish sentiment. So I'm going to hold off. If I do happen to see some stocks, I will be looking at superior trades, and mostly in the mining sectors. Okay, so I will post those if they trigger throughout the week. So I want traders to kind of just understand the levels, and I want traders to kind of just get your pens, pencils, get the questions ready so we can kind of move along. So I'm first gonna start with a quick PowerPoint presentation, and I'm gonna speak about the S&P 500, and I'm gonna discuss what I expect on the S&Ps. Okay, so currently we're in a slight bounce. Okay, that slight bounce is not negating the fact that we are in a short-term bearish sentiment. Okay, so I want traders to kind of understand, yes, we are in a downside sentiment. Okay, so the bias is, I'm going to say, on the downside, but we're not really, too bearish on the market. We don't want to fall in love with either side. We want to kind of witness where we're at now, and we kind of want to trade the markets into the trend. As they say, the trend is your friend until the end. So right now, currently, okay, we're trading at that 182, 185 level. That's the levels that are holding. Okay, so the S&P 500, what I think is this target of 1800 or 180 on the SPY, that's your major line in the sand. Okay, so this is the level that we want to see how the market reacts to it. Okay, so how will the 1800 or the 180 respond? Will this level hold? That's something that I want traders to kind of pencil down. Okay, the S&P, the major level, the line in the sand is going to be that 180 level. Okay, so if that 180 level holds, I expect the markets to slightly bounce, and I'm going to give you that scenario first. Okay, currently we're on a wave 4. Okay, so you know how we talk about Elliot Wave Theory, wave 1, wave 2, wave 3 being the longest, and now a correctional phase, wave 4, but now Are we into wave 4 or are we into wave 5? So I'm going to show you two options that I think can happen. So a lot depends on how the markets will react to that 1800 level support. Will the level hold or will the S&P close below it? So that's your line in the sand. So I want traders to kind of write that number down, that 180 level on the S&P. Okay. So we have two options. This is option one. Okay. And this is kind of the likely option that I think may happen. This is the one I'm kind of leaning on. So one probable path for wave 4 is going to be a test of 1800. Okay. So I think we're going to test or kiss that 1800 level. Then a strong bounce higher to that 196 to 197 level on the S&P. Okay, and this is going to be your 21 and your 8-day moving average. Okay, then if it hits that 196, 197 level, I expect a flush down to a potential test below 1800. Okay, so S&P option 1, 1800 level holds, then a bounce to that 196, 197 level. After that 196, 197 level, I expect that to be major resistance, and then I expect the market to break below 1800. Okay, so any questions on option 1? Any questions? Do traders understand the sentiment? The line in the sand right now, major support is 1800, okay, or that 180 on the S&P. Now I expect 180 to hold and then for it to test that 196, 197 level. At that point, that's where we're going to look to short the market, short term. Okay, so short term, we're looking at 196, 197 as major resistance, and then a potential break of that 180 level. Okay, any questions? Okay, no questions. Okay, I'm going to move on to option 2. The next option that can happen, the markets can just break down and close below 180. If the market does close below 180, we're going to look for strong support at that 172, 175 level. Okay, so option 2, the probable path is going to be a wave 4 has been completed and we're already in a wave 5. Okay, so we are right now in wave 5 to test that 1-800, then we break it, and then we test that 175 to 172.50 level. Okay, so that's your major support. So I want you guys to write that down. Support 1 is going to be 180. Support 2 is going to be 175. And that major support is going to be 175 or 172.50. I'm sorry, 172.50. Okay, so our S&P option 2 is going to be a break below 1800 with a bounce and continued wave 4 right into wave 5 for a target of 172 to 175 levels. Okay, so that's going to be our option 2. Any questions? Any questions with the SPY? Okay, no questions. No questions with the SPY. So I'm going to move along. Okay, this is Elliot Wave Theory. If you notice here, we have a wave 1, then we have a slight correction to wave 2. Remember that the wave 1, the wave 2 cannot be longer than the wave 1. So the wave 2 is always shorter, and the wave 3 is always the longest. After a wave 4, you get a completion of a wave 5, and then you have an end of a trend, okay? And then you usually see the markets move up, okay? Now, same thing with the other sentiment. If you come over here, you have a wave 1, wave 2 correction, longest wave 3, then a wave 4 correction, then a 5, and then you have a top. Okay, so this is pretty much Elliot Wave Theory for those that don't know what Elliot Wave Theory is. So after wave 5, I expect a bounce. Okay, so after wave 5, which I mentioned on S&P 5, the S&P, I expect that 172 to 175 to be major support. So that therefore 172 to 170.50 will be a major bounce objective. Okay, so now let's take a look at this monthly chart here. If you notice on this monthly chart, we have a nice trend line here and we aren't breaking below levels right now. Okay, what I want traders to kind of pay attention to is this trend line here at 1800. Okay, because currently we closed below key support on the monthly chart, what we're expecting is a close below that level in February. If we close below this $1,800 in February, I expect the market to pull back within that March, okay, that month of March. Okay, so a test of 172 to 175, I expect the markets to kind of bounce. So if we do hit this 170 level, okay, this 170 level, and it holds, I expect it to kind of bounce, and we may see a new high of 2,300. I know that's very, very, very hard to believe right now because we're in a downside sentiment. But at the same time, the reason I think that this may happen is because right now you have a potential of negative interest rates and a potential of a new QE, and that's going to be by the Federal Reserve. So this is, okay, this is going to be the big effect. If you start hearing about quantitative easing, okay, a new quantitative easing or negative interest rates being called in the US to follow Japan and Europe, this will stimulate the markets and you may see a top here at 2,300. Okay, so I'm not overall bearish as to the sense that we will have a breakdown like we did in 2008. Okay, there's a lot of CNBCers, there's a lot of people talking about, a collapse happening, but usually when that happens, you usually have the markets turn on you. So I want traders to pencil that 172 to 175 level because when that happens, we will go long the market. Okay. This is the long term using the Elliot Wave Theory. Okay. If you notice here, our long term forecast for stocks is that we are forming a long term wave 4. Okay. So this is the wave 4. Correctional, which will be a buy opportunity for us. And ultimately, it could see 2,300. Okay. Or 230. As you remember in the past, okay, the top back in May was about 2140. Okay, so 214. And that was, I believe it was March or May of 2015. That was the top. So what I expect here is a long-term wave 5 completion, then a bounce, and the market could test 2,300 on Fed stimulus attempts. Okay, so this is something that I want traders to kind of understand. This is all speculative, but at the same time, we're following what the charts are telling us as of now. Okay, so overall, this is a monthly chart. If you notice here, this is your wave 1, your wave 2. The longest wave is wave 3, and then you have a wave 4. Remember, we were talking about Elliot Wave Theory, and now you could have a potential wave 5, which is the end of the trend. Okay, remember, the trend is your friend until the end. So I believe that we may see a top here before we see a move down. Okay, any questions? Any questions on anything that I've talked about? Okay, so wave 4 correctional on this monthly chart. If you notice here, okay, we're waiting for a pulse to trigger. Okay, so this is something that I'm going to look forward to, okay, throughout the year in 2016. Yes, we scalp. Yes, we play some monthly, and I'm going to have some setups for us. But at the same time, okay, I don't want traders to get overzealous with the downside. Okay, so any test of that 172 to 175 is going to be a long opportunity for us in 2016. Any questions on anything that I've covered? Okay, no questions whatsoever. Okay, so I'm going to truck along. Here is a S&P 2 sigma indicator. If you notice this 2 sigma indicator, okay, this red line is signified as major support. If you notice here, we dumped here back in October and you had good support and then you bounced. This red line here is your major resistance, okay? If you notice here, we're approaching major support level here. And we have up here, we have this 2 sigma levels. If you notice here, what's the 2 sigma level here? 2,300 or 230. Okay, so any kiss of this range will be a top in the market. But as of now, you don't short the downside in market right now. Okay, you don't short a bottomed market. So I want traders to kind of understand that. Okay, now I'm going to go over gold. What's happening in gold? I had a chart back in, I'm going to say, it was back in October, November, and I talked about that 103 level. That 103 level was key levels of support. It did pull back and it hit a low of 98 and then kissed that 101 and held that 100 level. That's for us was a bottom. If you notice here, we're putting what you call an inverse head and shoulders pattern. Okay, we're attempting to break key levels of resistance right here. Okay, this is a major downtrend. Okay, we still are in a downtrend market with gold, but at the same time, if you notice, gold is more or being considered more of a safe haven right now. Okay, so we're not in a bull market yet. Okay, we still are in a bearish overall sentiment, but at the same time, you're putting in an inverse head and shoulders. That's bullish. So what I see in the gold market is any pullback down to this 21-day moving average is going to be uh, an opportunity for a re-entry. Okay, so I want traders to kind of understand that, and I'm going to show you the seasonality chart why I think this. Okay, so bullish overall because it's considered a safe haven as of yet. Okay, right now the dollar is a little weaker, so it's nearing key resistance, and this is the resistance here. Would I buy here? No, I wouldn't. Would I wait for two closes above this level? You can, but ultimately I like buying here. Okay, at this 21-day moving average because I know for a fact that I have upside up to this level and a potential break. And if you do break above this, you're talking about 1400 to 1500. Okay, so pullbacks will be bought medium term. Okay, if you look at gold right now, okay, right now from January, okay, up to February, you had a nice move. Okay, this is a seasonality chart, okay, for gold. Okay, so I want traders to kind of see this. This is from 1979 to 2014. Okay, so the trend is your friend until the end. So what is this telling us? That you may be putting in a top, a short-term top. Overall, if you notice, the market tends to pull back, and it tends to pull back all the way down to mid-March. Mid-March is going to be a buying opportunity for gold. Okay, during this time frame, I'm going to start looking to go long certain gold stocks. Okay, I'm going to be talking about specific gold stocks, mining stocks with or that actually have gold on hand. Okay, there are a lot of miners out there. They're in huge debt. Okay, sometimes these miners are just junior miners and they just don't have anything. There are companies that I am researching, and I have a couple that I will be posting on a long hedge fund. Okay, I'm going to make a page where I'm actually going to show you stocks that I feel have upside potential with real tangible gold in hand. Okay, these stocks will be sent out via premium. Okay, so if you're not a premium, if you're just trading OTC stocks, okay, I recommend that you upgrade your membership to premium. Okay, for those that have a year, for those that are paying the premium price for everything, options, small caps, and everything, you guys will get that in the website. So I do expect for the markets to kind of test that bottom in March. We're not going to panic. Okay, you're going to start seeing a lot of people, pundits, start talking about gold being a bubble. But at that time, we're going to start going long specific gold stocks. Any questions? Any questions on gold? Any questions on the gold? Okay, no questions. I will continue. If you notice, okay, this is the GDX. This is pretty much all the best mining companies, and it's pretty much its own ETF. Just like the S&P 500, you have the GDX. Right now, you've broken key levels of resistance, but that does not mean that you're going to add, okay, at the highs. What you usually do is, where do you want to buy or start buying gold if you're buying the GDX? Where would you buy? Would you buy somewhere around here at this 1820 level now that you've broken resistance, or where would you buy? Okay, can anyone answer the question? Let's see if we can make this interesting. Where would you start buying the GDX here? Okay, where would you guys start buying the GDX? Okay, so R23 says 1375 to 1450. Okay, and why do you say that, R23? R23 says 1375 to 1450. So he's saying that he would scale in and start buying. Okay, so here below previous resistance. Okay, so he's saying that he would buy somewhere back, okay, or on the pullback, and that's correct. Now, what I like using the 21 day moving average. What you notice here, this is a beautiful positive divergence on the gold stocks. What I'm looking for is any pullback down to this 14 kiss. If I can get some at 1417 to 1540, I like it. And where's my upside? Guess what? $22. And I'm giving you guys these levels right now. Okay, so any pullback down to this $14 to $15, you're gonna go long. Okay, and our potential target is gonna be $22 upside. You have a beautiful risk reward trade here on the GDX. Now, what do I mean as a hedge? Okay, I want traders to kind of understand our service. Okay, our service doesn't primarily have to be with penny stocks, options, weekly. Our objective is for you guys to make quality trades, to make quality investments, for you guys to hedge. Okay, this is a very, very easy trade for me. Okay, any pullback to this level, I'm going to hedge on my winnings off of valued OTC stocks that I've traded, or if I'm getting some tax return money back, or if I'm not telling you guys what to do, but you guys as traders, as investors, you guys have to look for the bigger picture. Okay, and I noticed that a lot of traders sometimes don't have that plan. Here, we're giving you a plan. So I want you guys to write that down. For the GDX, our major long levels are going to be $14.70 to $15.40. Any pullback is going to be a buy opportunity, whether you want to buy options, okay, or whether you want to buy that stock. You may just simply place your stop close right here below this trend line here, this $13, and place your stop close below 13 on 2 consecutive closes. Okay, so in that case, you would go 2 to 3 months out in options. Yes, Tango. As you know, Tango, I always post my options 2 to 3 months out. If you notice, our HYG trade was very, very beautiful. Okay, all our trades are pretty much hedge trades. I don't do weekly trades. Okay, is your moving average hitting your Fibonacci numbers 5? Yes. Usually, what we use is the Fibonacci retrace levels, and it's that 5618. That's correct, Mitchell. But overall, I like that 21 and 8 day moving average. Sometimes it just does not retrace down to that 618, and sometimes we miss the trade. So just use that 21 and 8 day moving average as your barometer of where to start adding. Usually I scale in somewhere around there. So what I use is I use a typical number, and then I do maybe 30% of my intended investment, or 50% at that moving average, and then on a kiss down to that 8 day moving average. So usually you'll get those moving average somewhere around that range. Okay, and then what you do is you base, your stop on the support. If that support gets broken, in this case it would be that 13 level. I would use that $13 as my stop close. Okay, so that's the levels that I want traders to kind of look at. Now, crude oil. Where are we at on crude oil? I know there's a lot of people talking about quick trades and where we're at with crude. I know we had the setups, and we were talking about the long dividend paying stocks. I haven't gone long yet. I've made some trades, some scalp trades, some short term trades. We did the FCX, which was a beautiful trade. We did the SWN. We traded the UWTI for nice gains. But now what we're noticing is we're getting very, very tight, okay, with this this pattern here, okay? There's a wedge here, and we're starting to kind of formulate a bottom here. This is the end of wave 5. And like I said, once you hit that end of wave 5, you'll see a move higher. So we're very, very close. And I'm going to show you the seasonality chart where we're going to start hedging on oil stocks. Okay, so crude oil, bullish end of bear market. That's how I see it. Okay, because the sector is being hated right now. Okay, but it's not hated to the point that we're going to go long yet. And I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. So crude is coming close to retest and go long. Okay, so we're waiting crude to be feared and also hated. Okay, so if you notice here, well, you could consider this a wedge or a tight, flag on the downside, but I do expect an end of wave 5 and a potential move higher. Okay, this is what I want you guys to kind of look at. Again, the seasonality chart from 1983 to 2014. Okay, if you notice here, January, February, we put in a bottom, okay, in oil. And what happens to oil? Remember, I talked about January, February. That was the time that you were going to see the lowest in oil, and that's where we're getting at right now. Okay, so January, February, this is the time for us to start kind of looking at where we're going to position. Okay, does this always happen? No, but if you notice, from 1983 to 2014, it hasn't failed us. Okay, so I want traders to kind of start looking February, March, usually a bottom time frame. Okay, so now let's end it with this. Okay, so Europe right now is facing deflationary period, also high unemployment. We're in an election year. Okay, can anybody tell me the difference between a Democrat and a Republican? Anybody? Any difference between a Democrat and a Republican? I guess it's a trick question. Can't think of any, R23 says. It used to be. Yeah, it used to be. Okay, there's not much of a difference, but I'll tell you this. Okay, if a Democrat gets elected, you're going to see weaker in the defense sector. Okay, you're going to see a weaker banking sector. Okay, if you do get a Republican, you'll probably have a stronger defense stocks, and you'll likely see banking stocks do better. But overall, we are in a deflationary period. And what does deflation mean? It means all of that QE, okay, that we did, the injecting of credit into our markets, is now in a deflationary period where the dollar becomes strong and there's less jobs and there's less people taking on risks. So everything, all the high prices start deflating. As they start deflating, there's more out in the market, less demand, so the prices drop. Okay, so central banks in Japan right now, Europe and Switzerland are all introducing negative interest rates. What are negative interest rates? Negative interest rates is basically when you put your money in the bank, they start giving you a fee. So it's maybe like 0.25 or 0.0222 cents on the dollar. Okay, so if you keep your money in the bank in Japan, Europe, or Switzerland, you're basically losing money. Okay, so you have a fall in commodity prices. That means that tankers in the Pacific and Atlantic aren't flowing. There's really virtually no trade. It's basically a global slowdown. Okay, so you got a possibility of China going into recession. So when we see these things, the dollar becomes stronger and people start buying the bonds. People believe that, I guess, debt, okay, is good. So that debt usually goes up. And what I mean by that debt is pretty much 20-year treasuries, 30-year treasuries. As you notice, we went the long TLT from 125 and we just hit 135. Okay, and I expect the bonds to continue to move higher. So global economic slowdown, global deflationary period. What does that mean for us? Okay, as traders, we have to position ourselves on the right side of the trade. Okay, I don't know if you guys trust me enough to say, you know what, we're going to follow what Radio Silent Play says. Take everything with a grain of salt. I trade very, very mathematically. Okay, I trade in the sense that, I want to take the lowest risk and make the best reward. And if I make a bad trade, I want to manage my risk. That's how I trade. My trades sometimes are considered boring, but they are safe. If you notice the stocks that we've taken, the HYG, if we taken the IWM, everything was based on the chart, okay, technical analysis. We don't listen to what the pundits are saying online. We're not we avoid the noise, basically. What we are going to do, though, is we're going to pay close attention to key signals. And if those signals hit, we will send that out to our members. Okay, and it's just up to you whether you decide to either hedge, go long, or decide to do whatever you do, but at the same time, always maintain and set your parameters. Okay, and be confident with your trade. Okay, so that is it for that. Now I'm going to go up here and I'm going to go over our options triggers. So any questions on some of the information that we talked about, any questions on things that we may do, what we may not do, any questions on overall sentiment, okay? Any questions on anything we've just covered? Okay then, so I'm going to continue. I'm going to give you what I call superior trades, which I think have great opportunity um, for a trade and what we're looking at. Okay, so Tiffany closed below our levels. We talked about closing below this bear flag, okay, and it did do that. Now what we're going to do is patiently wait for us to test that 63, 62 level, which is the 21 and the 8-day moving average. Okay, what I like about this trade is that retailers are in a super bearish sentiment. If we are in a deflationary period, people are not shopping at these high-end stores, Tiffany being one of them. If you notice here, you're in a terrible downtrend, and this will give any opportunity to short at the highs. What I'm looking for is a kiss of this 21 and 8-day moving average. Why? Because we are trading below these moving averages, making it high levels of resistance. If you notice here, we've broken that bear flag. I have downside potential target to $50. And what I like about this, I was looking at the May 20th puts, and they're currently at $1.80. Okay, our strike is going to be at $52.50. So they're at $1.80. So I'm looking to get in from 80 cents to $1.40. My stop close is going to be a close below 70 cents. My target on these are going to be $2, target 2 of $3, and a potential move to $4. So you have a beautiful low risk, high reward trade. Ultimately, my target is going to be $50 on this trade. Okay. Any questions on ticker symbol TIF, Tiffany and Company? Okay, no questions. I am going to move along. Usually, traders like to go long. They feel more comfortable going long. This is the type of market that you have. What I'm looking at now is a setup that I sent out last week. We actually did not trigger, but we are kind of close to triggering. What I notice here is a beautiful trend line here at the $35 level. I have a potential target to $42. And I do think that we will hit that $40, $42. With that said, I'm still looking at ticker symbol T, which is AT&T, a very strong stock in this economy. Now, let's take into consideration some fundamentals. Okay, AT&T is a big supplier of the iPhone. Okay, now tell me, how many times do you leave the house, okay, and leave your phone home? Okay, that's a question for everyone. How many times do you guys leave your house or leave anywhere without your mobile phone? Okay, any takers? Okay, Tango says never. PGM says never. Okay, because you guys are traders. Okay, so you guys know that you guys always need your phones. Okay, AT&T by far is the best carrier. Okay, out there. Okay, it's just the most known. It's the stock that everybody pretty much falls back on. This stock in a bad economy will do well. I just saw a commercial that they had where they're doing unlimited for 4 people, okay, at $180. Okay, that is big. Okay, so any pullback down to that 21 and 8 day moving average is going to be a buy opportunity on the AT&T. So in a bad economy, I still feel AT&T will continue that uptrend. Okay, so we are going to look at AT&T. If we can get that kiss of that $34.60 range, which is that 50-day moving average, I like that entry. So we're going to simply place our close below 34, okay, which is that 33.98 level, bottom Bollinger Band. If that breaks, then we're going to step out of the stock. Okay, so AT&T, we are going long 34 to 35.50. I will start adding at 35.50. So just write that down. 35.50. This is a superior trade. A superior trade. Okay. Next ticker symbol is ticker symbol AMP, Ameriprise Financial. As I said, these financial stocks are taking a big hit. I know traders that trade the OTCs are looking at a pincher play, but I really don't look at these big boards as being those type of plays. I do feel that this stock can bounce. I wouldn't take the move higher. If some traders want to take the move higher, they can. But ultimately, I'm looking for this thing to test that 86.40 to 89 level. If some people want to take that trade on the upside, they can. I'm not, but I'm looking to start shorting this. Why? Because we have downside all the way down to $60. Pencil that in. Another superior trade. If it gets to 86 to $89, we're going to grow a long position, and we're going to look at June puts. Okay, June puts. And these things are currently at $2. I'm looking for a potential entry from 60 cents to $1. Okay, this is just an estimated price. But when this thing hits 86.50 to $89, I will start scaling into this trade all the way down to June. Okay, so I want traders to kind of keep an eye on the AMP because this is a superior trade. The next superior trade that I talked about was the GDX. We're going to look for any kiss to this 14 level because ultimately our target is going to be 22. I didn't put contracts here because I'm going to look at which contract has the best delta, and I want to see which ones are the most reasonable prices. So this is a superior trade, but at the same time, I have not posted the contract, and this is the market vectors for the gold miners, the GDX. Okay. Next stock is American Airlines. This is not a superior trade, but it is in a powerful downtrend. I'm looking for that 838.20 to 40.60 to start looking, and I was looking at the May 20 puts for a strike of 34. So watch the American Airlines if it continues its strength. If you notice here, you put in a little bit of a bullish reversal tail. So if this thing could hit that 40, 45, 40, 55 kiss, I would like this for a short. Okay, next ticker symbol is not a superior trade, but it's a stock that is in a powerful downtrend. I'm looking at a potential test of that 18.90 level, $18 to $19, and my potential target is down to about $14 on the CSIQ, Canadian Solar, CSIQ 18 to 19. Okay, next one is a superior trade, is the IWM, the weakest ETF in the market right now. Okay, we noticed that we closed below that 98 on 2 consecutive closes. That leads me to believe that any move up to $99 to about 104 is going to be a shorting opportunity. I put 98, 99. Okay, I'm going to place my stop close if I add at 98, 99 at 102 2 times. And if it does close above 102, I'm going to start looking to short at 104.60. Okay, why? Because we have a powerful, what I call a cluster here of resistance for the IWM. The next one is the TLT as a safe haven. This is a superior trade. Any pullback down to this 123 to 125 level, I'm going to start adding. I'm going to simply place my stop close below 120 on 2 consecutive closes. That will break down the uptrend on the TLT, and that is a safe haven. Okay, any questions? Any questions on any of the option setups that I've posted? Any questions? Okay, any questions on anything I've posted? Any questions on options in general? How do you get a brokerage account trading options? Okay, no questions. Okay, well, I just want to add that it's very important to kind of understand how options work. So if you guys ever want to do a one-on-one, you can give me a call, or you want to set up a meeting. I can show you guys how to basically do basic option calls and puts. Okay, I usually do 2 to 3 months options. I don't really do any butterflies or any special types of trades. I just basically do basic puts and basic calls, and those have worked out pretty well for us. Okay, so no questions on the setups. Okay, great. So I'm going to move on to everybody's OTC weekly watch list. Again, I haven't posted any small caps. I am waiting for the GDX to pull back, because then I'm going to start looking for small cap miners. Okay, so I've posted several OTC stocks. We've done quite well with some of the stocks that we've traded. Let me go over a quick recap of the journal. Okay, the trading journal. These are stocks that were sent out via SMS mobile app during the week. They traded out quite beautifully, and I'm just going to recap what they're doing. So the SRCO was sent out on, I believe it was February 10th or the 9th, and this triggered at 12 and 14. Okay, that was what I call the line of symmetry here, and the stock ended up closing above the 21 and 8-day moving average, which I mentioned that you had an 8-day moving average cross up to the 21-day moving average. Now what you want to see is for a potential close above this 0.003 range to potentially test this 0.006 to 0.09. You have a low share structure of 57 million float. You have authorized shares of just 750 million. So any pullback down to this 0.002 with major support will be a buy opportunity on the SRCO. That's your major support. So traders can move their stop if they're still in this stock down to that 0.002. What does that mean? If you added between 14 and 15, or 12 to 15, or 11 to 14, simply place your stop close below 0.002 if you have not taken some profits. Those that took some profits and want to re-enter, watch that kiss of that 0.002 for that re-entry. Okay, next ticker symbol is ticker symbol VHMC. This was a stock that did 2 moves. It rallied from 0.0012 levels to 15 to 0.0054. Then we pulled back, gave a re-entry at that 14.16 level, and then we hit a high of 5.2. What I want to see this stock do now is I want to see some consolidation here between that 0.002 to 0.003 and a potential retest and break of that 0.005 range. Okay, this stock was a ×2 stock, so those in, I'm sure that you guys lock profits. Okay, so overall, this has been an ATM trade for traders. Next ticker symbol is the SVTE. This stock was sent out via GroupMe, also on RSP Premium Twitter. I also posted it on the Facebook board, which is the Cantor's Radio Silent Plays. Yes, that is our board. Only premium members have access. So traders, okay, want to join that, because that's where I post all the OTC setups, and I place them, and I tell you exactly where I added, and where I'm bidding, and where I've placed my target. So traders that are not trading with Facebook, I do recommend that you add Facebook, because I do post a lot of posts on that Facebook board. So SVTE, saw a low of 33. When I saw that low of 33, I sent out that setup. It gave us an opportunity to enter between 36 and 40. Even 45 to 50 was safe. That triggered on February 8th, 2016. We hit a high of 0.0188 on February 10th, which was a beautiful move. Now, off that retrace level, look for that 0.055 to 0.0065 levels and simply place your stop close below 0.005. If traders saw the RBNW, and I think Tango posted it, it hit a low of 20 to 25. I think it even kissed 13, and that stock rallied and hit a high of close to 2 to 3 cents. Then pulled back, hit that low, and gave another opportunity at that 0.002 level. And I think we hit a high of 0.007. So just make sure you keep an eye on the SVTE. I don't think that this stock is done by any chance. Okay, next ticker symbol is ticker symbol SOUL. This was a stock that triggered. It gave us an opportunity to add at 15. That's where I triggered. Added 15 on February 9th, 2016. Then pulled back to 0.0013 support. And then it hit a high of 27 on February 10th. Now watch that support or that re-entry level from 10 to 13. That could be a probability level. If you notice here, you are in a line of symmetry trade and the stock is holding, but at the same time, you don't want the stock to close below that 0.0009 level in two consecutive closes because then that will break down the chart. Next ticker symbol is LEAS. I think the stock is still in a nice bullish flag pattern. Okay, the stock gave us an opportunity to do a move one from 14 to 45, then pulled back, gave us an opportunity to re-enter at 0.002. That's where your major support is right now. Okay, watch that break and close above 0.0035. If you do, you could test that 0.005 next. Okay, this is a low share structure stock, and I don't think it's done by any means. Next ticker symbol is ticker symbol MXSG. They raised authorized shares, but the stock didn't care. It actually broke. We talked about that cross, that 21, that 8-day moving average, I'm sorry, moving into that 20-day moving average, and then you had that huge rally. Move one was 15 to 30, which gave an 100% move, and then it gave that 15-20 retrace, and then we hit a high of 47. So right now you want to see this kind of consolidate, maybe hold that 0.0025 level and then bounce up. So your support level there is that 25 re-entry. So that's your level of support and re-entry. AMLH, just a beautiful move. I know traders were frustrated with this stock. This stock consolidated in a beautiful pattern. Stock charts doesn't hold the chart no more. I don't know why, but the stock rallied from 11 and it hit a high of 29. Gave us an opportunity to enter as low as 0007 through 11. So that was just a beautiful trade on the AMLH. Okay, next one is the IGPK. This one gave us an opportunity to enter as low as 11, 12, 13. Hit a high of 23, couldn't break that, and now what we're noticing is a little bit of a rounded bottom. Just be careful, could be like another DCAC. Remember when that was trying to set up that rounded bottom? That failed and then pulled back, and I think it's trading in the triple zeros now. But this isn't our weekly watch list, so I will cover it. Okay, that's basically it. Any questions on the trading journal? Now, I got a question for you guys. What do you guys think of the trading journal? Do you guys, I want to ask everybody, do you guys think that that should be for premium members only? Is it cool to put it out to free members? Because currently it's, everybody could see the trading journal. So I want to get some feedback by you guys. Are you guys utilizing the trading journal? Because it is very time consuming for me, the trading journal. And I do post the option setups that I'm in, and this is basically trades that I've taken or that I've sent out via SMS and mobile app. What do you guys think of the trading journal? Should we continue it? Should we do away with it? We don't want to show people what we're doing. Okay, what's your take on the trading journal? I would like to get some feedback on you guys. If you guys don't want to give me the feedback here and want to be private, then you guys can just send me an email at Radio Silent Play. If you guys want to say something here, by all means. What do you guys think of the trading journal? Do you guys think that it should be going out to premium only? Do you guys think that it should be going out to free members. What's your take on the trading journal? Okay, so R23 says I use it and I like it a lot. Okay. Okay, so Julius says I use it. Okay, so far we're getting the positive feedback. Those that think otherwise, you want to give me a private message, just send me a private message, and I think I'm gonna do I may do a poll on that. I says IGPK. I know you said 2 weeks ago, has a lot of room left, is oversold. However, in some late video message, you are saying it has become a tricky, and you explain. Yes, I am going to explain why I think it's a tricky trade. So I will go over that, and that's on our weekly watch list. Okay, so I'm going to move on. If there's no questions on some of those trades, I'm going to move on to our setups for this week. Okay, first ticker symbol. As you notice, the trend is your friend until the end. And right now, the hottest stocks are these line of symmetry trades and low share structure stocks. These stocks are just being moved, even with no bid. If you look at stocks like NWPN, LEAS, I believe there was another one. What was that stock? It hit a high of 37. I know PGM was looking at it. And I was looking at it, but I was hoping for that to kind of kiss that 16 level. Maybe it's off the top of his head. I don't think that stock is done by any means as well. Let me see if I have that stock. I know I had it here. The NHMD. Yeah, there you go. PGM nailed it. NHMD. I know PGM had mentioned the NHMD. Just a beautiful trade. And these low share structure stocks right now are just fire right now, and I don't like getting emotional with these stocks, but at the same time, that's where your trend's at. I mean, the trend for these low share structure stocks like SVTE was just a beast. That was just a beautiful trade. And PGM had brought that up. And that just stocks like that, those are the stocks that kind of just can blow, just give you exciting gains on your accounts. I know they take some time. I believe that FLCR will be one of those type of trades, but we just got to be patient with them. But these low share structure stocks, you're going to be seeing a lot of these, especially when you start seeing correlations and networks kind of like working together. Because I just noticed that a lot of traders are trading that same stock. And this is part of what I was talking about, the networking. So what I'm looking at, I was surprised seeing the ESPI hit 0008. It barely kissed it. I believe it was only maybe about 80,000 or 100,000 shares, which is about $80, which was nothing. It kissed that 8 level, and mainly most of the shares traded were from 12 to 15 or 11 to 13, I believe. And right now we're seeing a beautiful line of symmetry here. I like this buy zone here. If we could sneak shares between that 12-15 level, I do think that if we close above 39, we have upside to about 0.015. So you have 0.01 to 0.015 on a channel. So I do feel that this ESPI, based on the float, 74 million, which is virtually nothing. Outstanding shares is just 237 million, 350 million. This is just a stock that I feel that we can, trade all together and just really use leverage on this stock. My main pivot is going to be that pivot break of 0.0038. And if you do break that 38 level, I'm looking at that 0.005 to 0.01. So you're talking about 400 to 500% move from this bottom low. Okay, so this is a stock that I think traders should kind of look at right now. So the ESPI right now, my remarks is it's in a line of symmetry and a low share structure stock. Shows that it has potential to break 38. The stock had over 2.2 million volume on 2/12/16. We closed at 15 on the bullish reversal. Great risk reward levels. Reminds me of the RBNWE, which we've traded, and that was posted on the watch list. Many traders kind of missed it. And the SVTE. They're both low share structure stocks and in the same similar pattern, and those rallied close to 500%. So this is a stock that I kind of like. So I want traders to kind of look at it and look at the accumulation distribution right now on the weekly chart. Next ticker symbol is ticker symbol AEXE. Was a little bit of a stubborn trade, but I do like the fact that it kissed that 0.002 level. It kind of kissed that 16 level, and you see this huge green volume surge that matched the selling here. So this is beautiful right now. Okay, so I want traders to kind of understand that you put in two key signals, a matching volume surge and a bullish reversal tail. So I place my buy zones a little bit differently now, 17 to 23, but at the same time, look for that major support at that 0.002 level. If you see a huge support at 0.002, use that as your stop and your buy zone from 20 to 25. This is a mining stock and it had news on February 11th. Exploration announces potential acquisition of Silica Properties in USA. Okay, overall, you got a pivot break of 0.004. If you do break that level, I'm seeing 65 to 0.0134. So you have a lot of upside. I like the risk reward setup here. I like that, you have minimal risk. You got upside potential up to 0.0134, which is beautiful. And if you break that 134, you got upside to 0.04, excuse me. So I have I do like the AEXE. It has been stubborn in the sense that there has been selling into the bid, but I think that's all done now. Okay, so my remarks here, the stock kissed at 0.002 support and saw a new low of 16 and closed at the high of the day at 24 or near high of the day because I think it hit 26 for a bullish reversal on the daily chart. So watch that round the bottom for a solid reversal. Okay, if the stock closes above 0.004, I'm looking at that 0.006 to 0.012 level. This looks like a good risk reward and is oversold. Okay, RSI is at 26. Okay, any questions on the AEXE? Okay, no questions. Okay, the ticker symbol NUUU, Rejuvel Bioscience. Okay, I'm looking at this stock kind of potentially kissing that 25 level. Okay, watch that 0.002 support. If you do break, watch that 1520 level. This is a fishing for bottom stock. Okay, I was going to put fishing for bottom stock. I didn't. I placed it as a low share structure line of symmetry. If you look at the new, let me just go over here, OTC pink sheets. I just want to show you guys something that I like about the NUUU. Okay, I do believe that they raised authorized shares. I'm not sure how much, but I think that it's baked into the cake. They did have news recently. Okay, Rejuva Bioscience Inc. appoints former senior vice president marketing at L'Oreal. Okay, so that's a big cosmetics giant. Okay, so anything that you hear L'Oreal or anything NASA, you're hearing NASA in one of their news disclosures. And if you look at their website, it's a pretty decent website. Okay, they don't have it here, but let me do it. I think it's on the. They posted a bad website there on. Let me just show you guys this. Okay, this is the website. Okay, it's a pretty nice website. Okay, and it's really well done. Okay, you're talking about buying a stock that traded, okay, much higher, and you're buying it at the 52-week lows. Does it get frustrating to buy it and kind of miss that bottom? Yes, it can. But this is the type of stock that can be down 30% one day and be up 200% the next. Okay, that's just how I feel about it. I'm not being emotional when it comes to this, but this is a stock that basically traded at $1. Okay, you did close above below that key level of 0.003. So what I'm looking for is a close above 0.003 on Monday. If it doesn't, I want traders that added at that 40 to 50 to stop out, and then I wanted to start looking at that 0.002 for re-entry. Unless you want to add more shares at 0.002, but I'm very systematic. I personally, I added between, I believe it was 31, I added 26s, and I also added a high of 38, I believe. So my stop close is going to be confirmed on Monday if it doesn't close below 0.003. I do think that it is going to close above 0.003. But if it doesn't, I want traders that added a little bit higher to look for that stop out. If it does hold, we're going to hold. If it doesn't, then we're going to simply place our bids at or near 0.002, which is its 50% retrace from 0.003. Okay, so I want traders to kind of understand that sentiment. Any questions on the NUUU. So ticker symbol NUUU. I'm looking at that 25 to 35. I want the stock to close above 0.003. Okay, my pivot price is going to be 0.005, then pivot 2 is 0.009. So it has decent upside. We are in this trading channel right now. If you notice, we are in the line of symmetry. We're nearing this bottom here. Okay, authorized shares has been raised. I don't know what the shares been raised to. So if somebody wants to post it up. Okay, the stock is in a line of symmetry. Set up, watch for that bottom confirmation. Traders can look for 2 daily green closes and then add any pullback if they want to, or simply wait for that 0.002 range or wait a kiss of that level. The stock has announced a new VP of marketing with ties to cosmetic giant L'Oreal. The company has a viable website and also uses NASA tech in their cosmetic line. Okay, so I do feel that this is a stock that can be down 30% one day and can be up 200% in the next couple of months. Okay, so this may be a buy, set, and forget level. Okay, the next ticker symbol is ticker symbol BFRE. This was sent out via mobile app. We do have a position here. This triggered 11:13. Okay, it actually triggered, I believe it was a couple of days ago. Okay, the remarks that I see here, the stock put in a weekly and daily bottom, closing near the high of the day and week. The stock traded from 25 to 10 back in October 2014. If you notice here, this thing hit 20 range and then you hit a high of 10 cents up here. Okay, and it's back to the scene of the crime. Watch that 0.003 break, then 0.005. If you do break above 0.005, I do expect this stock to test this 0.01 level. Okay, right now, I'm looking at that 11 to 15 buy zones. If it does pull back, okay, your strongest support is going to be at that 12-13 level. Okay, so watch the buy zones on the BFRE. I think that this stock can be a winner heading on or moving on. Okay, if you notice, it is in a line of symmetry trade. Okay, if you notice here, you got that AEXE and that PPO about to meet. And if you notice here, you got a 2-bar surge. Okay, and now the shares on the ask look a lot lighter. Watch that close, okay, above this level. You close above that 27 on 2 consecutive closes, you're talking about upside up to about 0.005 to about 0.01. Okay, these are the levels I am looking at. Okay, next ticker symbol is a fishing for bottom stock. AES is 2 billion, so a riskier trade here. Okay, if you notice, you got a 1, 2, 3 bar drop, and you closed at the low of the day and low of the week. This shows a very, very bearish sentiment. Okay, you have downside potential down to this key level 0.001 level. So I've placed it a very, very modest entry at 0.007210. Okay, why is that? Because our AS is 2 billion. So what I want traders to kind of look at is I want them to look at that level 2. Okay, so our pivot 1, if we do hit that 7 to 10 level, is going to be 14. Okay, our pivot 2 is going to be 0.002, and our stop close is going to be below 0.008 on 2 consecutive closes. Share structure right now, authorized shares is 1.9 million. Okay, close to 2 billion. Outstanding shares is 616 million, and our float is just 152 million. I don't know how updated this is, so I want traders to kind of understand that. So closed at the low of the day and week, that's a bearish sentiment. The stock has closed 2 billion AS with the close low of the day, and we could see a new probability level. So watch that bottom at 0.008. If it does kiss 8, watch that 0.007 to 9 based on level 2. Look for the highest support. If you bid at the range, look for the scalp to 14 to 20 range. Be cheap. If you look to add the stock, watch the level 2 for mal MMs, meaning bad market makers, and the highest bidder. Okay, next ticker symbol is another fishing for bottom stock. Okay, this is a stock that raised their authorized shares to 2 billion. Okay, this is in a downward trend. If you notice here, we've traded this before. We bought this at this 0.001620 level. Then we saw a huge rally. Now what we're noticing is the breakdown in the AWGI. Okay, what we're looking for is a second day confirmation, which we actually got. We got 1 close, 2 close below 25. So now I expect this thing to go down to a potential 12. Okay, so 50% retrace from that 25 level. I'm looking at that 12, 13 level. Okay, if that 12, 13 has a huge bid, you can look to position. If it doesn't, look for that 0000910 kiss. Okay, downtrend line of symmetry, and the company raised authorized shares. So I want traders to kind of understand that. If you look at the RSI, okay, it's kind of pointing to a kiss of this 30 oversold condition. Okay, look for the stock. If it loses that support, okay, we're going to look at that 10 stop close below 2 times. Please ensure, if you are getting into these stocks, to ensure your parameters. Make sure if you're getting into these fishing for bottom stocks, you're looking and you're setting parameters with a valid stop. Okay, a valid close below a level 2 times means 2 closes below key levels of support. Any questions on stops? Any questions on these stocks that have been mentioned? Okay, no mentions, no questions. Okay, moving on. Okay, as I said, IGPK can be a tricky trade. Okay, it is in a bottom, kind of rounded bottom, but at the same time, we did notice the PFSD and also the DCAC do these same moves. Okay, you are in a considerable downtrend. If you notice, this is extremely narrow and it is in a parallel line. So this is key. Remember, I showed you guys the megaphone or the inverse megaphone on the oil. It's very different because you had, pretty much a bottom signal. But here you're seeing a parallel. So this could continue moving down. Okay, so I want traders to kind of understand that level. So I'm going to place a buy zone here from 10 to 13. I'm going to look for that key level of support, which is 11, to hold. You have mental support at 10. Okay, so you have to watch where that support level is. Okay, so my pivot is going to be a close right here. You need to close above these levels to confirm a reversal. Okay, you don't really have a cup and handle because if you notice here, you really never saw that rounded, and then you don't have a cup and handle. So I want traders to kind of watch these levels and make sure that you have really tight stops. So the stock kissed 0.0012, saw a low of 11, and then rallied to 23. So a lot of people that bought between 17 and 23, they're looking to sell. Okay, so traders may not buy at these levels. So you may see a little bit of a snapback. It's almost like a rubber band. You may need it to kind of pull back a little bit more deeper in order for it to kind of catapult a little higher. So I want traders to kind of understand that. So this thing now reminds me a little bit of the PFSD trade, and I want to show you what I mean by the PFSD. Hopefully they still have that chart. Okay, if you notice here, you saw how that PFSD, we were looking for that bottom, right? And we kind of got a couple of trades, some volatility, but you really never set that bottom up. And I don't want to scare traders. I just want traders to kind of set parameters. But take a look at that now. If you look at that, you were trying to kind of hold that 50% retrace, then you kind of ripped through it. And if you notice here, we saw a low of 0004 now. Now you're trading above this 8-day moving average. Now you're seeing a little bit of a reversal. So that's similar. You see how narrow this thing was? And then you saw some consolidation on a box pattern here to see if it held. And then it just broke down and just ripped right through it. So I want traders to kind of understand that sentiment. Okay. The tighter it is, the tighter those lines of symmetry, parallel lines, the more bearish it is. Okay, so I want traders to kind of understand that. Okay, so next ticker symbol. Any questions on the IGPK? I know Tango was asking me. Was that a good explanation of what I was talking about? Okay, so Tango says thank you. Again, I don't want to put fear in people, but at the same time, I just want traders to kind of understand. We want to see where that biggest support is. And don't worry, during the GroupMe chat, I will update and I will show traders some of the things. Another one that I'm kind of looking at is ICNV. I do believe that we're going to see a new bottom here. Okay, if you notice here, this thing bounced from that 14, 16 level, and then we had a nice bounce. But if you notice, that thing just got taken out, and now we just have a huge selling here. Okay, so watch the ICMV here. Okay, 2 closes below 15, If we close below 15 two times, which we're right in the line of the sand, okay, I'm looking at that 911 level. Okay, so look for two closes below 15 to confirm, and then place your bids somewhere around that 911 level. The stock closed at 15 but could kiss these new lows. If it does, watch that 0.001 support. Okay, and that's basically all my setups for this week. I still like, okay, the WDRP. It's trading very, very well. So the WDRP reminds me a lot of those lines of symmetry. Just nice pattern. I will post that chart later on. They have it in profit SPY, but let me see if I can get it on profit SPY. This is a marijuana stock that just basically put in its bottom, and now it's closed above this key level of 10 level. If you notice, we're right at that line of what I call return to the scene of the crime. Why do I say that? Because if you look here, every time you hit this level, you kind of bounce. If you do break and you close above 10 on two consecutive closes, you have upside all the way up to 25 to about 40. So just keep an eye on that WDRP, because I do like the levels here. Another one that PGM had mentioned was the NHMD. Did I have the setup here for the NHMD? I thought I had this stock. No, I don't think I did. Okay, so let me just go here. Okay, the NHMD right now is looking very, very nice. Let's see if I have. And no, I don't think I came up with the chart. But what I noticed here on the NHMD is that we're breaking key levels here. We've placed in a nice bottom here. Okay, and if you notice, we're in the line of symmetry, and we're right at that resistance level. So watch for any pullback down to this 26 level. That 2026 level may be a buying opportunity. Okay, so what you're noticing here is you're seeing a little bit of a flag pattern set up here. So watch this setup here for some consolidation and a potential break. A break of 39 level, okay, you're looking upside here to about, I'm going to say about 0.005 to 0.01 potential. So watch any consolidation. You have a 2-bar surge here. There's traders that are obviously adding this stock. So I do like this pullback down to this 8-day moving average at 26. Maybe look for a kiss of that 0.002 to 26 level. Okay. The FLCR. I do like the FLCR. I still feel the FLCR has a beautiful level to add. It actually kissed this level again. This is a type of stock, again, I said it's a line of symmetry trade. Okay, if you kind of look at the levels here, you have a potential move here, a mover. If it does kind of hold this level, you can break. And just take a look at the potential upside that you have here. This is the type of stock that I'm just holding. This is the type of stock that can be 0.02 to 0.04 at any time. I do feel that the stock is at a buy opportunity because you're buying this stock here at the lows. Okay, this consolidation or bottom accumulation is a low risk. So you got a bottom here, and you can hold this stock for a potential move up to here to these levels to 0.02 to 0.04. That's a huge upside on this trade. I don't know if traders before traded ticker symbol Cuban, QBAN. Okay, QBAN was a stock that we were talking about for a while. I forgot what was the name of the ticker symbol before. If anybody could refresh my memory, that was a ticker symbol that nobody, just had faith with it. And we were accumulating it from 15 to 20. It took some time, and then all of a sudden it just broke 0.02. If anybody can remember that ticker symbol. I remember it was a ticker symbol that changed, and that one took a while. This one reminds me of that Cuban trade, QBAN. So keep an eye on the FLCR because it's not done by any means. Okay. Any other stocks that I was looking at? that's basically it for now. Okay, so I want traders to kind of keep an eye on those setups. Any questions on any stocks that you want to review? Any questions on some of the updates? Any questions on the webinars itself? Okay, great. So if there are no more questions, I thank everybody for joining me on the website. On the webinar, I think we did kind of expand a lot, and it was a pretty long one. So I wish everybody a very strong trading week. Enjoy your rest tomorrow, and let's get back to trading. Okay, good job. PGM says great education and info. Um, Thank you. And Tango says thank you, Mod. You're welcome. And that's what this is all about. You know, it's not just about picking stock and just hoping for these stocks to move well. You know, it's everything is technique, strategy, and education all rolled into one. So I appreciate everybody's loyalty. Okay, take care, everyone. Have a good night.